You're listening to Drawing Success, Art, Education, and Entrepreneurship with Bette Fetter, founder and CEO of Young Rembrandts. In each episode, Bette explores the inspiring stories of franchise owners who've built successful businesses while making a difference through art education. And now, here's your host, Bette Fetter.
Good morning. Today on the Young Rembrandts Franchise Podcast, my guest is Doriscell Drake. Doriscell is a franchisee that's in Michigan, Oakland, and Macomb County, correct?
That's correct.
Anything else about that area? Any more specifics?
Hey, everyone. Yeah, Doriscell coming from Oakland and Macomb counties. Oakland and Macomb is a suburb of Detroit. And I've been here for 12 years. For 12 years, oh my gosh, how time flies.
I know, I'm
I've had a
amazed.
chance to really become familiar with the territory, and it's been a great ride.
Good. Well, people love you, so let's find out why.
Okay.
So when you did buy a territory, you bought an existing Young Rembrandts territory, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. What did you do before Young Rembrandts? What even made you think of Young Rembrandts? But, where were you before Young Rembrandts?
And before Young Rembrandts, I was with pharmaceutical sales. I had been in pharmaceutical sales, started as a pharmaceutical rep and rose through the biotech level of the industry, and was a regional manager there. And I had quite extensive experience with pharmaceuticals. And I view pharmaceuticals, I just have really well feelings, and the past with pharmaceuticals was just tremendously well for me, and so many reasons it somewhat equates to what it is that we're doing here at Young Rembrandts, and that we're contributing to the betterment of life. In some cases in pharmaceuticals, it could be a life-saving drug that you may be responsible for promoting. Here with Young Rembrandts, I see the service that we're providing as somewhat of a life-saving measure too. And in terms of we mold our children of starting in elementary, and they do progress through our system, and they rely on art to continue to improve in their lives. So there can be a life-saving measure too. So the two industries are somewhat compatible in that way, but there are, of course, distinctions.
So how did you even get from pharmaceutical sales to Young Rembrandts? What was the turning point?
Yeah. So as I said, I thoroughly enjoyed my time with pharmaceuticals. I had a chance to travel the world, meet all kinds of interesting people, but there was always this yearning that I had about owning my own business. I thought I would be good at it. I thought that I can use the experience that I had with pharmaceuticals and apply it to a business of my own, and be my own boss. So after 25 years or so in being in pharmaceutical sales, I said, the companies merged, and I said, if I don't do it now, I'll never do it.
Yeah.
So that's when I started my journey to looking for a business that I would be addressing myself as my boss.
Did you use a broker or go through websites? How did you find Young Rembrandts?
I did. Because I didn't have a clue as to how I was going to go about doing this. I mean, I even thought I was, not really playing with a full deck, because I'm doing well. Why am I rocking the boat here? But it was, I got to tell you, ever since I was in my 20s, I had this vision of owning my own business. So yes, I did use a broker, a consultant, and he steered me to several different paths. And we did the flip through this page. No. Came across
Personality.
Young Rembrandts, Bette, flipped through that one too. No, 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 no. And then, but as I reviewed, the others, and reviewing what it is that I had previously said no to, I just continued to stick. My focus was on Young Rembrandts, and I didn't understand why, because I'm not privileged at that point to have a background in art. Didn't really appreciate the benefits of art, but it was something about providing a service that ultimately contributed to the betterment of a community. And so
And
I wanted to hear more. I wanted to hear more. And I gotta tell you, we spent months on this, literally months on this. And and I could only narrow it down to one business that I was interested in pursuing, and that was Young Rembrandts.
so
And
no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
with that, he goes like, well, let's make a move here and see if this would further accommodate, your quest for being a business owner. And that's when I was introduced to the beauty of the Young Rembrandts home office.
You came for a discovery day and
I
we
did.
met, and then you decided to go forward and you came back for training. And now in Young Rembrandts, we're supposed to give you everything you need. So marketing, technology, curriculum. So how did we do as a franchise company? Do you feel like you have all the tools you need?
So discovery is what sold me. Getting there and just seeing the support that was that would be provided, and I felt that this was how can I say it, that it was sincere. Sincerity was something that was lacking in pharmaceuticals. I felt that the sincerity was there, and that if I did move forward, that I would have all the support that I needed. It was so great to see a business and establishment that was, in my opinion, so well ran, well ran. And it was what I was looking for, because it was as if it was not, of course, we were there to connect to see if we would be a good fit for each other. You had as much interest in me, making sure
Mhm.
that I would represent the brand as it deserved to be represented. And I, of course, was looking to see if you would meet my needs. But it just felt like
It's a
we
good
were,
fit.
I'll say it, it felt like we were family
Yeah.
initially. And that, family, we support each other, right? We support each other. So that's what I felt at Discovery. And I really couldn't wait to move forward. And I must say that in the 12 years that I've been with YR, that need for support, and that question that I may have had about whether or not this was going to be a really sincere uh, cooperation between myself and our home office, it hasn't wavered. I'm just I don't think that maybe some others who have, because I've talked with them that have businesses, have the support that we have. And
Sounds
that's the reason I've done my part, but you guys have surely done your part too, in regards to moving my territory forward. And I couldn't be more grateful.
well, and we are very thankful for you. And one of the reasons my husband and I ran the territory long for 13 years before we franchised. And one of the things we wanted to be the reason we did franchising is he had been in sales for all of his life. And you work so hard in sales, and yes, you get paid, but it's very different when you work hard for yourself and
Absolutely.
you're doing it. And so that was what we liked about franchising. And as much as you put into it, you're reaping the reward of it. So tell
Exactly.
me, I know that so you bought an existing territory, and right now you're running, what's your average number of kids and classes that you run during the school year?
The average is between 400 and 425 per month. That's what the average is. And I am really happy to state that that has grown significantly. We
Yes.
more than doubled what our average was when I took over the territory. And the territory had been in place for 12. So we've been around for 25 years, had been in place for maybe 12 years or so when I took it over. So so we're really, really proud here in Oakland Macomb in regard to uh, that parents and students and schools alike feel that we're not only a benefit, but we're a must.
You definitely established great relationships for that. Now, in your area, you work a lot with community eds, correct?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
tell us about, like, for some of our franchisees, they're talking to, the PTO and the daycares, they're talking to a lot of different stakeholders. So in your area, it's a little bit different. And how do you work or value those relationships?
Yeah. So I have the benefit of working with both, but the majority of my business is, I'm going to say 80% is with community ads. And so I do have a perspective from both, from both partnerships, dealing with PTOs as well as community ads. They're both are equally valued, but I've got to tell you that working with community ads, in my opinion, is a great benefit. It's a great benefit. It's true that they do, of course, we share profits. We share profits. I should get the majority. I get the majority. But for what it is that they do, it is a fabulous return on the investment for what it is that they do.
So they're really prepared. So they really are managing the registration and what schools you're in, and so they're really working in their case for your benefit in your accounts.
They create the flyers. They have more of a reach than I could ever.
Good.
They're flyering everyone in their base, which is, tens of thousands of people. Even I gotta tell you, this is so funny. And we're elementary.
Yeah.
Our base is elementary, but this season we're in Rochester. We're going to flyer the middle schools, because guess what? The middle school students have elementary sisters and brothers.
Good idea. And they're willing to do that for you. I
Yeah.
like that. So Doriscell, in the day-to-day operations, let's just explain what you do on a day-to-day basis. So you hire part-time teachers, correct, and train them. And you are working with schools or community eds to get permission to host classes at their locations. And then the rest of your time is really spent kind of coordinating all that, training teachers, getting out there, correct? I mean, what else? What do you like about that part? What's your favorite part?
Well said. As you know, we're in the process of launching our fall season now. Fall season for Oakland Macomb starts in a couple of weeks. And these are classes that are going to be launched now that were proposed 6 months ago. So when we were starting winter 24, we were already thinking about fall 24. The community eds, they request what your potential schedule would be. And then we're off to the races. And so as the summer draws down, then that's when it's time for us to get our busy shoes back on, time to hire, time to train new teachers, time to get curriculums in order, time to get supplies in order. Oh my gosh, I've been at Target, I don't know how many times this week. So, and all of that is an it's an effort at this time, because you want to make sure that you launch without a glitch. I'm sure, and this is the way it's supposed to be. This is the way it's supposed to be. A teacher shows up and teaches a class, and class is over, and we're done. But what happened to get there? What happened to get there? is a whole new thing.
Took
What
a
it went
lot
on
more work.
behind the scenes, like I said, the
Yeah.
proposals, the hiring of the teachers, the approving of the contracts, getting supplies together, teachers' meetings, all that has to go off flawlessly in order for our launch to be flawless as well.
And that's a part of owning your own business you like, isn't it? Because you get to do it on your time frame and what you like. And now, Doriscell, I have heard you speak about when you saw the children in the beginning, like what they knew how to do. And as you've seen the artwork come through our photo reviews and that process, can you just share? I think you speak so well to the skills that the kids are gaining and how you felt about that.
Yeah. So that's one of the remarkable things about YR that you get to put your eyes on and your heart on. I call it tangible evidence. I mean, even though we're looking at it, we're not actually feeling. We're looking at this, and you guys, the beauty of what it is that we have, we have to do the report every month. Don't look forward to it. It's only like 10 minutes. But anyway, but the beauty of that quarterly report is that it includes the photo review. And this, when you have an opportunity to actually, as your teachers are sending you their photos of their their students' work, you get a chance to actually see the improvement. And and that's a result of the service that Young Rembrandts is providing. We have repeat students. Of course, we have to have the combination of new students and repeat students, but those repeat students and they repeat from, and I've been here 12 years old, so I can follow their history. They repeat from kindergarten through fourth grade. So these here repeaters, by the time they're in the second grade, I know of them and have the beauty of this slideshow. I could even look at the slideshow that I may have sent you last year of what this child created compared to what it is that they're doing now. And it is a masterpiece in every sense of the word. And they develop their passion for art, their love for art. And a lot of that has to do with the service that is provided by Young Rembrandts. And chances are those students that have been in our classes will not only take Young Rembrandts classes, but as they grow older and mature, they'll continue to evolve in regarding their passion for art. Got to tell you this, Bette. So as discussed, I've been around 12 years. There's been a teacher who's been with Young Rembrandts longer than I have. So she was with the previous franchisee. We get older. As we become adults, we get older, but we look the same. But our children change. And so this teacher, she was in a grocery store. She was in a grocery store, and one of the children that she had taught in Young Rembrandts 15 years or so ago, maybe,
Wow.
recognize her, even remember her name. And so she
That's
walked
big
to us
for
and Miss
that's a long time.
Yeah. And so Diane was going, she called her Miss Grimpa. And so Diane is going like, who is this gentleman? But anyway, she says, you were my Young Rembrandts art teacher. And because of you, I'm continuing to pursue my passion for art. And
Bet he really enjoyed running into her
my gosh,
to say that to her.
She couldn't wait to call me and tell me. She couldn't wait. I go like, well, this is what we do.
Yeah.
This is what we do. And so there are a lot of Dianes out there. That is the teachers' names. And there are a lot of, the student's name was Grace. There are a lot of Graces out there that have been molded as a result of what it is that Young Rembrandts does. And I could not be more grateful at my part in regard to contributing to my own community.
Well, I'm so moved. And, Young Rembrandts were very mission-based. And as much as we care about art, we put so much into the curriculum and into the teaching so that kids are getting the absolute best education experience. And thank you so much that you really honor that in the way you train your teachers. And the results that you get is because the teaching has been effective. So thank you.
And I gotta tell you, Betty, our curriculum creating department, they do such great work. There are so many teachers that I'm hiring now that says, I wish the Young Rembrandts would have been around when I was a student, because the students get it.
Yeah.
Our lessons are so beautifully created. They're so they're really stunningly created, I should say, because it just makes it so easy for everyone to become a Rembrandt, for everyone to become a great artist. And what we want to do is plant that seed.
In closing, Doriscell, is there any advice you would give to someone looking for their own business, looking for a franchise? I mean, any advice you would give someone even considering Young Rembrandts?
Yeah. So hopefully they would have, I'm sure anyone who's considering a business would have done research, research. And if you find yourself drawn back to Young Rembrandts after considering other franchisees as I did, I have to share what my experience has been. It was one of the best decisions that I made in my life. One of the best decisions I made in my life. Not only because it's just so well-rounded in regard to, of course, I speak passionately about what it is we do and who it is that we serve, and we're really cultivating that next generation. But the relationships that you make, that you make with your customers, of course, the new family that you're going to accommodate as a result of coming on board with Young Rembrandts. I just think that it is such a win-win-win, but be prepared to give it the effort that's necessary in order for you to be successful.
Yes.
Because it's not that you're just going to walk in.
It takes a lot of work.
The light switch goes off. No. But you have fun with that effort.
Yeah.
I mean, I tell you, there's some times where I go like, oh my gosh, this day is, spiraling out of control. That happens. We can speak about that. But for the most part, I love what it is that I do. I just love it. We're in this grind now. We're going to launch our classes, hopefully without a glitch. And then I'll get a chance to take a breather and get ready for fall 2, which starts in November.
There is a rhythm, though. It's a very predictable rhythm.
It is. And because of that rhythm, that gives you a chance to incorporate your personal life. I have a life.
Work-life balance.
And a life that's dictated by my schedule. So that yearning I had 25 years ago, being my own boss, I am.
Good. Well, thank you so much for taking your time. I know it's a busy time for you, and encouraging us. And thank you for 12 years doing Young Rembrandts and for all the time we have ahead of us. So congratulations on your booming fall, and maybe we'll talk again soon.
It's been a pleasure, Betty. You take care.
Thank you, Doriscell.
Thanks for listening to Drawing Success. If you're inspired by today's episode and want to learn more about owning your own Young Rembrandts franchise, visit us at www.yrfranchise.com. And until next time, keep drawing success.